What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Manchester City live stream, where today we're going to be doing the live watch-along of Manchester City's away game in the Premier League against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. Man City know that if we do win today's game, then we will go first, at least for the next few hours, as Arsenal are playing after us once more. They've got a home match today against Brighton. That game kicking off at 3 p.m. GMT. Today's game, though, the early kickoff on Saturday. Nice early start. 12:30 kickoff here in England with Man City's away game against Nottingham Forest. Should be a really interesting game of football. Nottingham Forest, since Sean Dyche has come in, have looked pretty decent, in particular at home. I think played 6 games, which they've won 4, drawn 1 and lost 1 under Sean Dyche at home so far this season. So it's got Nottingham Forest very difficult to beat at home, and Manchester City, they've got to find inroads. They've got to find ways into the game. They've got to make sure they're winning their phases of the game. They're scoring first. They're building if they do score first. Try our hardest to keep a clean sheet. I'm confident if we can keep Forest to 0 today, that we can win today's game. I think it might be quite closer than some people think. I mean, you look at the league table and obviously Forest sitting down in 17th place. You're thinking to yourself that you'd expect Manchester City to turn up, play well and win this game. And Premier League away games just aren't that simple, to be fair. Nottingham Forest are a quality team with quality players. I'm looking at Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm looking at Morgan Gibbs-White. We've got to find ways to keep these players quiet today. And then we've got to build ourselves into this game. And as I said, the all-important opening goal is what we're looking for. We struggled back in March here at the City Ground because we allowed Nottingham Forest to sit tight. We couldn't find that opening goal. Nottingham Forest did manage to find that opening goal, and they managed to have something to defend. If I remember rightly, I think the goal came later in the second half. So I expect something probably quite similar here. Forest are going to sit very tight, and Manchester City are going to have to work hard to break Nottingham Forest down, and if they can do so, they can find the inroads into the game, and we've got to be clinical. City have the bonus of being quite fresh for today's game. Seems quite an advantage, in particular in December, for us to have near enough a week's rest ahead of this game. So hopefully the players will be nice and refreshed. They'll be ready to go, and they'll be able to push on and get a big performance here away against Nottingham Forest. These two away games that we've got in the Premier League, Forest away and Sunderland away, our next 2 games, for me, they're oh so crucial to deciding what success could look like for Man City come at the end of the season. And that will also take us to the halfway stage of the Premier League. And the halfway stage of the Premier League is always a good indication about what we might be looking at in terms of our points tally. If we can beat Forest today and beat Sunderland, then that will take us to 43 points. It means we're on course. If we continue our form from the first half of the season to the second half of the season, then we're looking at 86 points. Question is 86 points going to be enough to win the Premier League? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not so sure. Man City are normally better in the second half of the season than they are in the first. So if we can get to 43 points, I would say that puts Man City in contention to hit high 80s to the low 90s come the end of the season. And I think that could be very competitive in the Premier League. So these 2 games here, very important. Failed to win both of these games, and all of a sudden Man City are looking higher 70s, lower 80s, which I don't think is going to be enough to win the league. So even at this early-ish stage of the season, every game is just oh so important. So we're playing before Arsenal. You take things a game at a time. We win today, we go top. Arsenal are under pressure. We've got a better goal difference. We'll be a point clear if we win this game. It means Arsenal have to beat Brighton. Otherwise, we will be top heading into, obviously, the game before we hit the halfway stage of the Premier League season. Arsenal were under pressure last week. They managed to win after City had beaten West Ham. Arsenal picked up a good away win against Everton. And now it's roles reversed. Arsenal are at home against Brighton. We're under pressure. We've got to win this game. And we've got a difficult game on the road against Nottingham Forest. I'm expecting Forest to sit tight. It's not going to be an easy game for Manchester City. We've got to negotiate it, and we've got to find any which way to win. City's form looking excellent right now. I think we won our last 7 games in all competitions, so we need to persevere, stick with it, play our game, score goals, keep clean sheets, pick up the 3 points, move on to the next one. That's what we're looking for from today's game against Nottingham Forest. So, Before I do crack on with this live stream, do make sure if you are enjoying the content, then please do leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes once more. We are already a quarter of the way there, which is fantastic. 25 likes. It means we've got 75 likes to go. Any help towards that, guys, would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the live chat. What are your score predictions for today's game? And where are you guys tuning in from as well? Jean, thank you for tuning in. I'm hoping we can have deforestation and we can pick up a win at the City Ground. Love the pun. Thank you very much for tuning in. Andrew, welcome. Thank you for tuning in as well. Good morning to you and season's greeting. I do hope everybody that does celebrate Christmas had a wonderful Christmas. I hope everybody's enjoyed the festive period as we build now towards the new year, the end of this year, 2025, as we enter into 2026, which I'm hoping is going to be a really big year for Manchester City. Dave, welcome. Thank you for tuning in as well. It says 3-1 Man City, hoping he can stay awake after the cricket. Have you stayed up all night watching the cricket? That's crazy if so. I was up early this morning just trying to keep a routine in my body ahead of going back to work on Monday. So I was awake at, I think, about 6 o'clock this morning. Had a look at the cricket score and saw, looks like England might win that one. So I thought, you know what, I'll tune in. And fair credit to England, picking up their first test match win down under since 2011. So we might have lost the series, but a little bit of credit. And I think if England can win the final test as well, a 3-2 loss to Australia, that isn't a bad response. And you mark my words, there'll be some questions down under as well. They won't be happy with a 3-2 victory against England when I think everybody had expected a whitewash. I was expecting a whitewash, so credit to England there. But yeah, Dave going 3-1 Man City. I like the optimism. I'm thinking a City win today. I'll go through the teams in just one moment, but I reckon it'll be quite a careful game of football from both sides. I just think City will showcase the quality, and I think if City can score first, I think City will go on to win this game. So I'm going for a 2-0 Man City win for my score prediction. I reckon 2 second-half goals, going with Haaland and Foden with my goals. Wakwara, thanks for tuning in, going 3-0 victory today. I presume for Manchester City. So Charles, thanks for tuning in, going with a whopping 6-0 victory for Man City. Lots of positivity. Love that. Also got my poll as well in the chat if you want to leave your votes. 5% going with a Forest win so far, 90% with a City win, and 5% going with a draw. Lots of optimism on this early kickoff on Saturday, which is fantastic to see. So do get your votes in on the poll. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe, and social media links you can find in the description or on the yellow banner if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. So let's have a look then at the teams for today's game. For once, I've managed to successfully predict a Manchester City team. I was speaking about it on my preview in yesterday's video, so if you've already checked out my preview, then you're probably going to know what I'm going to say here, but I didn't see what changes Man City could make after the win against West Ham. We're well rested, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking at Man City's team, and with the injuries that we've got, I think that's Man City's strongest team that we could go with. So that's Donnarumma in goal, a back four of Matheus Nunes, Ruben Dias, Josko Gvardiol and Nico O'Reilly. A midfield three made up of Nico Gonzalez, Tijjani Reijnders and Bernardo Silva. It's going to be Rayan Cherki on one side, Phil Foden on the other. I expect to see Bernardo, Rayan Cherki and Phil Foden all alternating with each other. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden centralising themselves a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rayan Cherki playing behind striker Erling Haaland and Phil Foden drifting over to the right-hand side, and maybe Bernardo Silva drifts to the left-hand side. But I reckon that left-hand side is just going to be occupied by Tijjani Reijnders and the overlaps of Nico O'Reilly. And I reckon Man City are just going to look to try and dominate midfield. So their midfield battles could be very interesting in today's match. City being led by captain Bernardo Silva, obviously Man City's manager Pep Guardiola, and on the bench for Man City today you've got James Trafford, Abdukodir Khusanov, Rico Lewis, Nathan Ake, Divin McArthur, Regan Heskey, Ryan McAdoo, Savinho, and the return of Rodri back in the Manchester City squad for today's game. Could be getting minutes, and a huge boost for Manchester City's midfield as well. Some quality options from the bench. Defensively, City look pretty sound, but great options from the bench with the likes of Ake, Rico Lewis and Abdukodir Khusanov as well. Obviously, not got too many options in attack, so we're having to rely more on some of the youngsters coming into the squad, which is why we're seeing the likes of Emil Heskey's son, Rayan Cherki, coming into the squad. A good experience for him to be around the first team squad. Ryan Cherki, Divin Makasa, all quite important. Oscar Bobb, not in the Man City squad for today's game. I'm not aware that he's got of what his injury status was. I know that he'd gone off injured in the League Cup game, and we've not really had much clarification on how long he's going to be out for. But Oscar Bobb not fit enough to be in the squad, and maybe with the rumours that have been going around for the upcoming January window, I might be surprised to see Oscar Bobb in another Man City squad again, which is quite sad when you think about it. It is quite sad. But Oscar Bobb, a homegrown player by not just a homegrown player for Man City's Premier League registrations, but a homegrown player for Manchester City when it comes to the Champions League. Is homegrown by the club, and Man City have got to have 4 players homegrown by the club, and Oscar Bobb is one of them. So losing him means that we would have to promote another player from the academy to be part of the squad. So all fine and well saying we bring Antoine Semenyo in to replace Oscar Bobb, which looking like that's going to be the bit of business that City do in January, and maybe a little bit more might be done, we'll see. But if he comes in, then obviously for Premier League registrations it's fine, but for Champions League registrations we need a youngster to step up, because if we've got 3 homegrown players by the club rather than 4, then Man City would have to have a 24-man squad for the Champions League rather than 25, unless we choose to promote somebody. So we're pretty tight on our squad balance, to be fair, and I'm quite surprised to hear Man City contemplating letting a homegrown player by the club leave mid-season, because it's difficult to find a replacement. Normally, if we was to do that, I'd just suggest going with a smaller squad, or promoting a youngster who's ready to take that step up, which is why we're seeing the likes of Rayan Cherki and Ryan Cherki making the squad. Divin Makasa, another good homegrown option, but Makasa, I think next year will become a player that's homegrown by Man City due to how long he's been at the club. He's not been here for 3 seasons yet, so it all gets very technical. So I think that's just something that City need to keep an eye on ahead of our registrations for the January window. But I do find it interesting seeing Cherki, Cherki and Makasa in the squad. I'm certain that Cherki is a homegrown player by Manchester City. I'll just have a look at what Cherki's status is now, but I'm certain that Makasa is not. So interesting that they make the squad for today's game. Really interesting. We'd bought Cherki in from Chelsea, so that was in 2024, so he won't be classed as a homegrown player by Man City either. So interesting that he makes the squad and Makasa make the squad, but they can't be replacements for Oscar Bobb in terms of our Champions League registrations for homegrown players by Man City, but it could be the case for Rayan Cherki instead, so I think that's just something worth keeping an eye on. So, yeah, there we go. Jean says, every time I tune to a stream, it always goes frozen for a couple of seconds and I need to push live to catch up. That's odd. I'm not sure. Is it just do that for my streams or every stream? I'm not sure. You're the first person that said that one, so I wasn't aware there was any technical issues. So anybody else watching, is everything all perfectly fine? Let Jean know. We'll see what's going on. So yeah, that's Man City's team for today's game. As I said in my preview, it was only really Savinho that's pushing for a starting 11 spot right now, and obviously Man City want to go with the extra midfielder to try and win the midfield battles, and seeing Nottingham Forest go with a 5-man midfield doesn't really surprise me. Nottingham Forest then go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. John Victor starts in goal. Savona starts as their right back. Williams as the left back. Milenkovic and Murillo starting as their 2 centre-backs. Midfield 3 made up of Elliot Anderson, Nicholas Dominguez and Morgan Gibbs-White. Hutchinson starts on the right-hand side. Hudson-Odoi starts on the left. And Igor Jesus starts as the striker for Nottingham Forest today. Morgan Gibbs-White, captain for Nottingham Forest, leading the side. On the bench, you have got Matt Seld, Alexander Zinchenko, former Man City man, Zach Abbott, Morato, James McAtee, former Man City man, Douglas Luiz, former Man City man, Delane Bakwa, Taiwo Awini, and Arnaud Callum Wendo. Manager for Nottingham Forest is former Burnley manager Sean Dyche, who I suspect is going to look to try and restrict space for City. So if we could do, if it's been a time for us to grab an early goal on the road, I think this is one of them games that we could do with scoring early and scoring first. So hopefully we can make that happen. As I said, my score prediction for today's game, I'm going 2-0 Manchester City win. I'm going with 2 second half goals. I'm going with a careful first half game. Not a classic. Those that are tired might end up falling asleep. But I'm going second half goals for Man City. Erling Haaland, Phil Foden, clean sheet, 2-0 win, 3 points. City top of the league come, 2:30 this afternoon. Pressure onto Arsenal ahead of their 3 p.m. game GMT with Brighton and Hove Albion at the Emirates Stadium. Important that we get Arsenal under pressure, because I'm confident we get them under pressure, then, we can crack them at some point sooner rather than later. Wakwara says, all good there, which is good to hear. And Jean says, yeah, not every YouTube channel, but had experience in a couple of YouTube channels. Odd. Are you watching on your phone, on television, on the computer? If it's an app that you're watching, does it need updating or something? I don't know. I do not know. I hope you get it sorted soon, though. Yeah. See, is the app up to date? If the app's up to date, then I'm not sure. I am not sure. Your YouTube, yeah, it should stream perfectly fine. It should stream perfectly fine, my friend. Bizarre. Oh, that's a question, isn't it, Wakwara? I think a lot depends there on what we're going to do with Rodri. I think Wharton's a good Rodri contingency if you don't want to sign a new contract and he can't keep himself fit. And we decide, it's time to move on and, Man City become post-Rodri. I'd go with Wharton. But if Rodri is going to stay and he signs a new contract, I'd probably go with Anderson because I think he'll offer something different. I think we need more physicality in our midfield, so either of them would be a good signing for me. I'd be happy with either, both very good players. I was impressed with Wharton when we played against Crystal Palace, and Elliot Anderson, he'll know about Man City's interest, has got a perfect opportunity today to showcase what he can do. It's always the case, when players are getting linked with clubs, they want to put in them impressive performances because they'll know that scouts are watching, but there's nothing better than having Pep Guardiola and the Man City coaches all there and all the team present and showcasing that you've got the quality and you can showcase what you can do. Same with Morgan Gibbs-White. Was linked with him in the summer. He'll be well aware that Man City preferred Tijjani Reijnders and brought him in instead of him. So I imagine he'll have taken that personally and he'll want to go out and put in an impressive performance here to say, Man City, you made a mistake. And I think it's important here, if I'm Pep Guardiola, I'm saying to Tijjani Reijnders, go out there and showcase why we picked you and not Morgan Gibbs-White. You need to go out there and showcase your quality. So, yeah, from an individual basis, I'd say very interesting today. And we've just got to be wary. I felt that again in the Crystal Palace game. I think the scoreline flattered Man City in that game because I thought Crystal Palace played a very good game of football and I thought we were a bit fortunate to win that game. But you make your own luck in football. But I look at Adam Wharton. He knows he's been linked with a move to Man City and Man City are watching. Puts in an impressive performance. Mark Gahey done the same. He knows Man City are watching. He'll go out there, apply himself and put in an impressive performance. And Elliot Anderson, Morgan Gibbs-White, they'll be doing the same today. So we've got to match it pound for pound. I think that's probably I've got two concerns for this game, to be honest. Physicality in midfield is the first. That causes me concern. Forest can be a very physical side. Second of all is Man City struggling to create or being wasteful. I say and or wasteful. Struggling to create and or being wasteful in front of goal are my two big concerns for today's game. So we'll see. Just have a look at the league table. Forest 5 points clear of West Ham, down at the bottom of the Premier League. So that's separating them from the relegation zone. And the one clear daylight. They win today, and that gap by the end of the weekend could well be 8 points. And, you know, that's a comfortable gap for Nottingham Forest, and puts them toe for toe, potentially even 3 points behind a top half finish. And that's much more where they want to be finishing. So Premier League's got the finest of margins. There's a little gap between 16th and above. There's another gap between 17th and 18th. For Manchester City, as I said, we can go top of the Premier League with a win today, and we'll get Arsenal under pressure. Excuse me, I had a voice break there. Yeah, if we win today, we go top of the Premier League, get Arsenal under pressure, and we also hit that magical 40-point barrier, which normally means that Man City are safe. And, you know, when I was supporting City 20 years ago, it was always a case of get to them 40 points and see where you go from there. Right, players are in the tunnel, and they're going to make their way out onto the pitch very soon. In fact, they're going to do that right now. Referee will pick the football up, and we're going to get ready for this game. And thanks for tuning in, going with a 4-1 prediction. Is that a 4-1 win for Manchester City, I presume? So, before we do have kick-off, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes. We're now 67 likes away. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe. Do go check out my social media links there in the description and on the yellow banner too if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, and do get your thoughts in the live chat, including where you're tuning in from today and also what your score prediction is for today's game. We will end the poll in the chat as well upon kickoff of today's game, so don't forget, get your votes in on there. 94% of you guys are confident that Man City are going to win today, 3% with a draw and 3% with a Nottingham Forest win. And the only other thing for me to note is we do have some rules in on today's live stream. And 2 rules. Firstly, no spoiling it for others. I would appreciate everybody waiting until I've done my reaction, until you start popping things in the chat. I want the live stream to be as authentic as possible. I don't want people spoiling it for me. I don't want people spoiling it for others either. So please just wait until I've done my reaction. If you're watching on a stream, or if I'm ahead of you, then just pause the stream. I put the clock up, so wait for the clocks to marry up and you'll get your authentic reaction. I am watching in real time today, so I don't have to worry about people spoiling it for me, but other people could spoil it for others, so I would appreciate people not doing that. So hopefully that won't happen. So I just wanted to make a note of that. And the other rule is have a good time. That's pretty much it. Jean, maybe we'll meet our Ukrainian old friend today, Alexander Zinchenko. Potentially we might meet a couple of other former Man City players as well. James McAtee, of course, sold in the summer for, what was it, near enough £30 million. And Douglas Luiz, former Man City man as well. Rightio. Nearly ready for kickoff. Elliot Anderson ready and waiting for today's game. Looks like there's a bit of rain in Nottingham, so the surface could be slightly greasy. And every time we get a bit of rain in a game and the pitch is greasy and wet and slippy, I always say it's just worthwhile having a shot on goal and testing the keeper in case they start to spill things. It opens up rebounds, it opens up goalkeeping errors. So we'll see. And it seems quite fitting that Man City are in their rain kit for today's game. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, you will notice the players and coaches are wearing black armbands. I think we are going to observe a minute's silence. Julia, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Do hope you're well and had a real nice Christmas. I'm presuming it's going to be a minute's silence, but it may turn into a minute's applause. We will see. The Picasso of our game. And of course, in dedication to John Robertson, who passed away very recently. Nottingham Forest legend and the Nottingham Forest fans and the players and everyone in the stadium, including that of the Manchester City fans and players as well, showing their appreciation to a football legend and a man who achieved many wonderful things with Nottingham Forest. And a real nice tribute there, and everyone showing their appreciations. Dave said there was a real nice tribute to Chris Rea at the Riverside Stadium as well. Mr. Middlesbrough, as I like to call him, his famous Driving Home for Christmas song, which is in reference to Middlesbrough, his drive back up to Middlesbrough. I think it was his wife that was doing the drive because he was banned from driving at the time. And he wrote the song. So I'm pleased to hear there was a nice tribute to him at the Riverside Stadium yesterday. There's been quite a few deaths over the last week, hasn't there? Quite a few deaths. And not just in sport. There was an actor in the UK who played, I'm not sure if you guys ever watched it, it's called Waterloo Road, but it's a programme I used to watch as a teenager. There's a lad in it, plays Josh Stevenson, only 31 years old, just had a baby, very sadly passed away a week before Christmas. He was a Manchester City fan. His mum, who's in Coronation Street, put a real nice tribute out on Instagram to him in his Manchester City shirt. So, yeah, I think there was one of the other actresses that died actually in Waterloo Road a couple of days later too. Who played Fleur in it. So, yeah, I think I read that someone from America's Big Brother had passed away in the last 24 hours as well. Yeah, very sad. Here's Manchester City then coming forward. Nottingham Forest did come forward. There was a good sliding challenge that came in from Ruben Dias. Man City managed to defend that off and turn defence into attack. That's amazing, Dave. I like that. John, welcome. Hope you're well, and Merry Christmas to you. Right, we're a minute into the game here. Manchester City now just knocking the ball around. Inside the Forest half. Forest have managed to get everybody back. So they're looking to try and spring an early counter-attack Forest, which was read well by Ruben Dias. Got his well-timed challenge in to give Forest a throw-in. City had defended that out, and since then City have been knocking the ball around in Forest's half. We've not found a way to create anything just yet. And not the best of balls forward there from City, to be fair. And that'll be a throw-in for Forest. Williams takes a throw-in then to Anderson. Williams is going to send this one long. A loose ball there. Looked like it had touched the arm of Jesus, and does. So it'll be a free kick for Man City. Here's Tijjani Reijnders. Works the ball to Nico O'Reilly on the left-hand side again. City have got everybody camped inside Nottingham Forest half, and Forest have got everybody behind the ball here, just looking to try and restrict that space. So again, it's going to be a difficult afternoon for Man City to create their opportunities. So if opportunities are going to be few and far between, when they do come, they've got to stick. They've got to go. Is Donnarumma. Just plays a simple pass to Josko Gvardiol, and City will look to come forward. Here's Matheus Nunes now with the ball on the right. He's going to work this to the right wing. It's a good pass. Chance here for Foden to do something. So it looks like Foden's drifted out to the right. Bernardo Silva dropping in a deeper role, and it is Cherki supporting the striker. Erling Haaland. Ball comes forward looking for Nico O'Reilly. He puts his thumbs up. It's just beyond him. Because we've got no out-and-out left winger, that's the difficulty, because you've got no one on the left-hand side to stretch the pitch, which is normally, that pass is where you'd find Jeremy Doku. So, yeah. Chance here for Forest then to see if they can come forward. City just looking to try and put the squeeze on. Murillo works it to Milenkovic. Here's Savona. New signing brought in from Italy in the summer. Savona, who once upon a time linked with a move to Man City. City do well just to work the ball out of a tight space. Combination there of Josko Gvardiol, Bernardo Silva and Nico Gonzalez. They had a bit of falling out, didn't they? Jean about Donnarumma leaving. Just don't think he wanted to be there. How's Chevalier getting on there? There's an overlap coming in here now for Man City and a chance here to get something across. Not the best of balls, and Forest will get a foot onto that. Matheus Nunes steps forward looking to try and make the interception. Gets his foot onto it. Too heavy of a touch and that'll go out of play for a goal kick. So we're nearly 5 minutes in. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up on today's stream. We're aiming for 100 likes. We're now on 39. So 61 to go to 100 likes. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe as well. That'd be much appreciated. So Cavalier's been replaced. Who's replaced him? Why has he been replaced? Is he not hitting the heights? We were linked with big money moves to the Premier League back in the summer. I don't keep an eye on PSG, to be fair, unless it's them playing in the Champions League. Liga 1's so uncompetitive that I don't really have any interest. Same with the Bundesliga. Teams will push Bayern Munich, but there'll be the odd few good games. But ultimately, 9 times out of 10, Bayern Munich are winning it. Same with PSG. Every now and then there'll be a team that chirps up. They might take Liga 1, but 9 times out of 10, it's PSG that will win it. Makes the league a bit uncompetitive. I say that. We did 4 in a row. we made the Premier League a bit uncompetitive. We had challenges, though. It took Manchester City and 4 Premier Leagues in a row took a tremendous amount of effort. Whereas Bayern Munich and PSG most of the time don't even have to get out of second gear to win games. Safonov replaced him. Don't know anything about him. There's Forest here. Pick the ball up from deep. Nico G just goes through Morgan Gibbs-White there. Forest will continue, though, to come forward. Work to the right. A chance for a ball to come into the box. It's not a very good ball into the box. Nico O'Reilly will defend that out. Anderson will mop that one up. Savona plays a pass here. Back to Anderson. Work now to the left-hand side. Williams. There's players in acres of space. A cross comes in. It's a great ball in and it goes wide. Morgan Gibbs-White it was looking to try and get on the end of it. It was a wicked ball in that. I think Hugo Jesus was just behind Morgan Gibbs-White. I think Morgan Gibbs-White was just looking to get a little glance on that. Perfectly onside. And they were just queuing up to put that one in. Queuing up. There's a wicked ball in. Any contact there from Morgan Gibbs-White, and that's 1-0. A cracking ball in. Just beyond Morgan Gibbs-White. It was a big opportunity, and again, just warning signs there that, Nottingham Forest, they might want to sit deep, but, them 6 home games that they've had under Sean Dyche, they've scored, I think, 13 goals. It's an average of just over 2 goals per game, so they do know where the back of the net is, and whilst Forest haven't had a great season over the last month or so, have looked much better, but there you go. Eight minutes in then, 0-0 here between Nottingham Forest and Manchester City at the City Ground in Nottingham. City look a little unsettled to the start of this game. Here's Phil Foden. Gives the ball to Nico G. He's got options on the right. He's got options on the left. He works the ball to Ruben Dias. City go down this right-hand side and there's a little run here made by Bernardo Silva. He looked offside. Flag's not gone up though. Play continues. A little push in the back comes in there. City do well just to keep hold of the ball. Here's Josko Gvardiol. He's going to dink this looking for the right-hand side, but too much on that, and keeper's just going to watch that comfortably drift out of play for a goal kick. Dave says Hibs 1-0 up against Hearts. Can't imagine that Hibs will want Hearts to win that game, so I imagine they'll put everything into it. I know that Hearts are competing at the top of the Scottish Premier League, and wouldn't that be refreshing to have somebody else win it that's not Celtic or Rangers? City has of yet not found a way to get Erling Haaland involved in this game. Not really found many ways to get the likes of Reijnders, Foden or Cherki involved either. Here's Milenkovic to Savona. He nearly gives the ball away there, and in the end he does give the ball away for a cheap throw-in to Man City, which they choose to take quickly as Bernardo Silva just chips a ball in, and there's a challenge that comes in. City asked the question of a penalty. Rayan Cherki was getting on the end of it. He's looking to lob the keeper. Let's have a look at this again. Watch this again. Takes a heavier touch. I think he gets the ball there, Milenkovic. Or does he? Or does he? You see, he goes to lob the keeper. It's a late challenge. There was a half an appeal from City. Bernardo Silva's continuing to ask the question to the referee. I think a lot, for me, depends on does Milenkovic get a touch on the ball. No penalty given on field. It looks like they're just going to continue with the play, which, do you know, that rule really frustrates me. Because he's got his shot away, like, outside of the area. You make a pass and then a late challenge comes in, regardless of whether that pass is wayward or not, is going to be a free kick. Yet, why is it a different rule in the penalty area if you get your shot away or not? It was a late challenge from Milenkovic. I'm surprised Man City haven't asked more of a question. So, because they haven't, makes me think to myself, perhaps that Milenkovic gets some kind of touch on the ball. But I don't know. I thought that might have been worth asking the question. Anyway, Forest play a ball forward. City deal with it just about in the end. Reluctance there from Donnarumma to come forward and claim the ball. I mean, City didn't want to take any chances, so they put it out for, in my opinion, a very cheap corner. And Forest will be rubbing their hands at the thought of cheap set pieces. They're going to want to try and make it count. Milenkovic is in there. Hutchinson hooks a ball in. Headed clear by City. Headed back in. Headed back clear. Foden takes the touch. Not the best of touches. Intercepted, I think, by... Was that Anderson making the interception? He's everywhere in that midfield at the minute. Elliot Anderson. Ball comes forward from Forest. Dealt with well by City. Ball's work to the left-hand side. City want the throw-in. They'll get the throw-in as well. Josko Gvardiol with the challenge. Ibrahim, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And Matheus Nunes has had a very, very good season with City so far. Very good season. Here's City then, trying to come forward. Forest get a foot onto it and it goes out of play for a throw into City. Here's Josko Gvardiol then. City once more got everybody inside Nottingham Forest's half. Nico O'Reilly tries to play his pass forward for Foden. It was a bit wayward. Hutchinson had read it. He can't win the ball back. Elliot Anderson pressing Manchester City very firmly there. He's doing a lot of running, Elliot Anderson. As I said before, he's well aware that Man City will be watching this, so he'll be looking to try and cover a lot of ground, be nice and physical, because he knows that City will be looking for physicality in their midfield as the rain comes down in Nottingham. Tijjani Reijnders drops into a deeper hole into midfield, plays his pass to Ruben Dias. Here's Josko Gvardiol then for Man City looking to come forward, and a straightforward pass here to Phil Foden, and he looks for a straightforward pass to Erling Haaland, which is cut off well. I think it was Murillo there finding the interception. One ball forward, dealt with well by Josko Gvardiol. Here's Nico G, back to Gvardiol. Nico G looking to try and get City out of a tight hole. Forest continuing to press, and it is causing Man City some issues. So City have just got to bear with it. Bear with it. Here's Nico G. Thought about playing a long ball forward. Bernardo Silva back to Nico G. Erling Haaland's looking very animated, shall we say, in the middle of the field, wanting to make them direct runs in. Balls over the top. A ball over the top never came in towards Erling Haaland, but one is dinked forward now, straight to the keeper. And Pep Guardiola's face, I think, summed that up. He was just like, not very good. Nottingham Forest already time wasting after 15 minutes. Keeper then sends the ball forward. City can win the header. Can't win the loose second ball. And Forest can have another opportunity to get forward. Hutchinson doesn't read it properly and goes out of play for a simple throw-in. Savona and Hutchinson not quite on the same wavelength there. And takes that pressure off Manchester City. City not really linked up too well, and that's a pass that's short. And City are in a bit of bother. They could do with getting this one clear. Josko Gvardiol, very, very high pressing this from Forest. Very high pressing. Not much on, but boy does Rayan Cherki do so well. He gets the advantage. Foden plays a ball across to Nico O'Reilly. Tijjani Reijnders points where he wants it. Bernardo Silva now points where he wants it. He gets it. Chance here for City to put something into the box. Here's Tijjani Reijnders. They're not going to do that. They're just going to pass it. Here's Nico G. Thought about playing the ball to the far post for Matheus Nunes. City have had 3 opportunities here to get this ball into the box, and all 3 times they've not done so. And Forest are going to get this one defended out. They're going to get a goal kick from it. Good defending from Savona there. Yeah, that's poor from City. 3 good opportunities to just hook a ball into the box. Your striker's 6'4". A good ball into the box, and you know Murillo or Milenkovic are going to struggle to deal with Erling Haaland. Look how, the biggest opportunity that we've had in the game so far with Morgan Gibbs-White not quite making the connection. That came from a quality ball into the box. You can't beat just putting a quality ball into the box. And City were just very hesitant there. 3 opportunities to put a ball in the box. All 3 times, they've not taken their opportunity to do so. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes now, just 7 away from 50. Any help towards that would be great. And don't forget, subscribe as well. Tough game this for City so far. It's a lovely drop of the shoulder from Morgan Gibbs-White. A chance here for Forest to put something into the box. They look like they want to pull the trigger. Elliot Anderson has to work the ball to Savona. Here's Hutchinson now. Up against Nico O'Reilly. Driving forward. Cross comes in. Doesn't beat them. Is that Ruben Dias, I think, at the near post. Makes the header. Here's Hutchinson once more. Trying to test City on the City left-hand side. Elliot Anderson's going to put a ball in. It's a better ball in. Dealt with in the end by Man City. They can get that one clear as well. Erling Haaland to Nico O'Reilly. He's got an opportunity here. He's got very little support. He's done well there to get a throw in. Very good work that from the teenager of Manchester City. Very good work. But how comfortable does Nico O'Reilly look this season? It's been a complete breath of fresh air on that left-hand side. And do you know what? I feel real sorry for Rayan Ait-Nouri. I know he's out at the African Cup of Nations, but I feel real sorry for him because O'Reilly's looked so good. It's not even his natural position yet. He's looked so good in everything that City really want from a player playing on that left-hand side that he's just not really had a look in. And Rayan Ait-Nouri's a real good player. He's not really had his opportunity. Anyway, bit of a coming together there between Nico G and Morgan Gibbs-White. Referee says, get on with it. Forest whack the ball upfield. Josko Gvardiol gets his foot onto that, and that'll go out of play for a throw into Forest. City not liking this physical battle that they've been put under by Nottingham Forest. Forest have been very aggressive with their pressing. As I said, it's important that City just are patient. They're not going to have a load of opportunities, but when opportunities do come, they've got to take them. Opportunities like, if you're in a position where a ball can go into the box, you put that ball into the box. You've got to ask them questions. Nottingham Forest aren't going to give you anything. Not one thing. They're going to battle and push and pull and scrap and scrape for anything and everything. So you've got to be precise. And a perfect way of dealing with that is finding the opening goal. And here's Tijjani Reijnders. Can't find his pass, looking to try and just poke it through the legs, but couldn't find his pass to Phil Foden there. And Forest can get the ball back, and through Murillo should be able to get this one forward. It's a poor pass. Here's Rayan Cherki to Haaland. He's got half a yard. He gets his shot, and it's a lovely block there from Milenkovic. Lovely block. Just sticks with Erling Haaland. Haaland has to go first time. He can't take the touch. Milenkovic has no idea where that's going, so he just sticks his foot out and makes a good block. A real good block. Better from City, though. 20 minutes in. 0-0. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Aiming for 100 likes now, 6 likes away from 50. And do subscribe. City then, with the ball on the right. Work the ball centrally to Nico Gonzalez. He's got Tijjani Reijnders for company. He'll use him. Here's Bernardo Silva to Matheus Nunes. Are City just allergic to putting balls into the box? They get themselves into the good positions and they're not putting anything into the box. It just looked a bit off. Anyway, here's Nunes to Foden. Nunes looks for the back heel. He does very well there. Sliding challenge comes in though. Forest read it and deal with it, and well, that's going to be a free kick for Nottingham Forest, and is. Phil Foden penalised. Not happy with it. Referee says free kick. It might have been Nico G's one, to be fair, that's been penalised. There were 2 fouls in there. Nico G fresh from his little scrap that he just had with Morgan Gibbs-White. So they just got to try and find a way of keeping the dangerous Callum Hudson-Odoi quiet. To be fair, most of their attacks have come down the right-hand side rather than the left. Here's Savona, surely just going to hoof this one forward and get it clear. He will. Look like that were controlled by the arm of Jesus. Referee says no, play on, and here's Rayan Cherki now. It might open up for him. Gives the ball to Haaland, and it's not the best of passes from Cherki, and he's dispossessed again. Space just opened up there, and I thought Cherki might just have a pop on goal here. He doesn't. Here's Nico G with the ball. This is getting a bit argy-bargy, a bit scrappy, this game. I don't think that necessarily suits Man City. It's a good job we're nice and fresh from a week's break. But they've got to get used to it, because it'll be a big physical battle at the Stadium of Light on New Year's Day as well. I just thought that's our last game of 2025, this one. Be nice to end 2025 on a win. At the moment, 0-0. Here is Josko Gvardiol. Gives the ball to Phil Foden. Here's Tijjani Reijnders. Back to Josko Gvardiol. City dominating the ball, but not necessarily dominating the opportunities. This game's had very few opportunities. It's just been a big huff and puff in midfield. Scrappy. Here's Nico O'Reilly. Plays a nice ball forward here for Foden. Just plays a ball across looking for Haaland. It's better from City. Tijjani Reijnders hooks a ball in looking for Matheus Nunes. Just slightly too much on that from Tijjani Reijnders, and Matheus Nunes couldn't get to it, so it goes out of play for a goal kick. Yeah, Phil Foden there, just looking for a ball across, looking for Erling Haaland. Let's have another look at this. Oh, they're showing the Rayan Cherki opportunity first. I was hoping we'd get a look at Foden's ball across there. Weren't the best of passes that from Cherki. Long ball sent forward. It works for Forest, though, because they win that loose second ball. Hutchinson. Seen a lot of the play on this right-hand side, him and Savona. Here's Elliot Anderson. Again, just looking for that right-hand side. Nico O'Reilly reads it. Anderson there's to mop up. Nico G just cleans through Elliot Anderson there. Nico G not happy with it. He just goes right through the back of Elliot Anderson. So a free kick here. Silly free kick, really, to give away, because this is a good position for Forest to put a ball into the box. So some defending here for Manchester City to do. Morgan Gibbs-White stood over it, having a discussion with Elliot Anderson. A chance here for the likes of Murillo and Milenkovic to get forward, and Forest will be thinking, you know, put a quality ball in, it could ask some questions. Looks like it's going to be Anderson to take then. He just chooses to pass it, goes to Hutchinson. Opportunity here for him to put a ball into the box. He does. Read well by City. They not only can head it clear, they should have got it fully clear. Nico O'Reilly's clearance wasn't the best. It was just hooked to the edge of the area. Dominguez was there to... I think he had a shot there rather than hooking it back in, and goes harmlessly over the top of the crossbar, and that will be a goal kick for Manchester City. I'm not too sure if Dominguez was having a shot there, if he were just looking to hook a ball in towards the back post. I think he ended up getting too much on it, and I think it looked more like a shot rather than a ball back into the box. I think he was just looking for a high looping ball to the back post, and he got too much power on it, and it's drifted over the top of the crossbar. And the amount of power that he put on it, I think, has made it look like a shot rather than him putting a ball into the box. I'm interested to see what the Opta stats say, to be honest, as to whether they count that as a shot or not. I'm not sure. I could see both arguments, to be fair, as to whether you'd think that was a shot or not. As Nico O'Reilly for Manchester City gives the ball to Josko Gvardiol. Here's Ruben Dias. You might fancy a Ruben Dias rocket. A Ruben rocket. Scored one a few weeks ago. Cross comes in, headed clear by Milenkovic. It's good to see City finally take an opportunity to put a ball into the box. It wasn't a quality ball into the box, but it was a ball in the box nonetheless. It asks a question, which is good. Long ball sent forward. There's grappling going on there, and there's a free kick as well. It's, who's that? Josko Gvardiol on Jesus. And referee says, I don't see it as 6 or 1.5 a dozen of the other, which is what I think City are. Are they complaining about a use of an arm? Yeah, I think Josko Gvardiol's just complaining about getting an arm in the face. There's a slight lean from Jesus' arm there. I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't think that was a free kick. I don't think it was a free kick for Gvardiol. I don't think it was a free kick for Jesus either. I think that was just, as I said, 6 or 1.5 a dozen of the other. It was a physical battle there. Both were physical. Both could have had 3 kicks. Play on. Anyway, another chance for Forest to put a ball into the City box, which naturally means Man City are just going to push their nice high line in. So Forest are going to struggle here from the central position to create too much. Just a looping ball played to the back post. Header won and hooked back in. City should get this one clear and do. Chuck, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Do hope you're well. It's nice and early for you. Nice and early. What time's it in New York right now? 5 hours behind. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Early on the East Coast. Chance here for Forest to put another wicked ball across, and Josko Gvardiol reads that one very well. puts his foot on it, and that'll go out for a corner to Forest, and Sean Dyche and the fans show their appreciation. It was a poor reading for Jesus to win the initial header, and well defended, good recovery from Josko Gvardiol there. It was Savona with the challenging ball in. So a corner here, Hutchinson to take. And again, just more defending for Man City to do. City not had a corner yet, Forest have had two. See if Hutchinson can create something here. He goes to take it, and referee blows his whistle. I think there's a bit of pushing and shoving going on. Donnarumma not happy about the pushing and shoving going on, and making his feelings known to the referee. Remember, he's one yellow card away from a suspension, Donnarumma. We could really do with Donnarumma not picking up any needless, silly yellow cards, to be honest, over the next few games. Got some big, important games coming up. Hutchinson then takes his corner short. Opportunity here to put something into the box. Wants to go onto his left foot. Elliot Anderson puts a ball in. It's not a very good ball in, but it's not a very good clearance from Bernardo Silva. And in the end, Forest will just regroup and get the ball back. And maybe Hudson-Odoi here might fancy putting a ball in. No, he'll just work the ball backwards. 8 a.m, an early one. Early one on the East Coast. A ball gets knocked forward. Hutchinson can't get it under control. He'll do well to keep this one in. Not only does he keep it in, Matheus Nunes looks frustrated. He just knocks the ball off Matheus Nunes' shin. And it's another cheap corner given away by Manchester City. And more defending for City to do here on the half an hour mark. 0-0 at the City ground. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes. We're now on 50, so we're halfway there. 50 likes to go. Do subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. Right, Forest once more just taking their opportunity to push and shove, and Milenkovic, and there's a lot of slapping and pushing going on. There's end up being a little scrap that's going to go on. City just got to be sensible here, just not get involved in these games. Not get involved in these games. Referee's telling Milenkovic, calm down. William, thanks for tuning in. Doing the research on the set piece here, Nottingham Forest. Donnarumma having a laugh with the referee, and he's once again just saying that there's pushing going on. I've always said about the protection that the goalkeepers will get that, I see nothing wrong with if the player wants to surround the keeper, but in response to that, the keeper should be allowed to just, like Dominguez is stood right in front of Donnarumma, and I think Donnarumma should be allowed to do what he's doing, which is just pushing back. If the keeper wants to come out and clatter through a couple of players, then clatter through them. It's a physical game. I think the problem Nottingham Forest are having is they've got chances here from these set pieces. They're doing a load of the argy-bargy in the penalty area, but their corners, then balls into the box, have not been very good. That's the third corner and the third time it's not beat the first man. I think if Forest can get a quality ball from these corners into the box, I think it could, the physicality side of things could cause City a lot of problems. It's just their quality of balls into the box haven't been very good. So it hasn't caused City any problems yet. But it could, and I think that's just something City need to sort out. One thing you don't want to do against the physical side is give away silly, needless set pieces, and they have done in this first half. City aren't having it all their own way. It is a physical battle out there. They've got to persevere with it. They haven't created much, both sides, but we've just got to stick with it. It was the same against Palace away. I think the further this game goes on, the more Nottingham Forest are going to fancy that they could make something happen. And it's just all about patience. Dave's 2 cups of coffee in. Don't blame you, Dave. Trying hard to stay awake. Seamus, I didn't watch the Newcastle game until the last 10 minutes. So, I'm trying to think of the thing. There was a call for a penalty towards the end of the game, but I can't remember what it was. If that's the thingy that you're referring to, remind me. If not, I've not watched the highlights. I just caught the last 10 minutes. I'm watching Stranger Things. Black Rose. Forest are a turgid team. They are trying to turn it into a scrappy game. It suits them. A big scrap here suits them. Not the best of balls forward there from Forest, and that'll be a cheap throw-in given away by them for Man City to get a bit of possession here. I would normally say that patience would, all this pressing, they'll get tired, but, Forest shouldn't really be tired. They've had nearly a week off as well. So I think they'll be more than capable of doing 90 minutes here with City. They'll feel the wear and tear and fatigue in the next game rather than this game. We're just got to try and find that opening goal. It'll bring Forest out to play. It'll create the space that we're looking for. And that was what was so important at Selhurst Park a few weeks back. We just got to, find that one chance, one goal. Oh, is it where it hit? Was it hit his? Is it hit his body and then hit his arm? With his arm out, and his arm was already out, but because it's hit his body, then his arm. Is it that incident that you're on about? I mean, you always run the risk with your arm up in the air and not in a natural position that you're going to give a penalty away. Here's Foden with a shot blocked. Yeah, I mean, according to the rulings, I'd probably say not a penalty because it's hit another part of his body first. I think it's the only saving grace there. I think it's a dangerous game to leave an arm out. Nick Sid, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Another free kick given away by City. They're struggling a lot here, City, with how physical this is. It's again just further reiterating for me. I think Josko Gvardiol just got a whack in the face and they were penalised and he's unhappy against it, so he's booted the ball away in frustration. I can see Pep Guardiola and the Man City players having a good whinge to the referee after this. Have a good whinge to say, they're pushing us, they're pulling us, we don't like it. Makes sense, to be fair, you've not really missed much. This is a scrappy game of football. Forest are looking to rough and tough City is what's going on, and City don't like it. Pushing, pulling, complaining, long ball forward, more grappling. Again, another free kick that's going to be given away. City need to just keep their arms to themselves. Ruben Dias this time that's penalised. They're playing very much into Forest's hands. They know what they're doing. They're going to go with the long balls forward. They're going to look for the hold-up play, get the knocks and go down. Ruben Dias has talked himself into the book, but it is a free kick because he's pulling his shirt. He's pulling him back. He doesn't need to pull him back. The ball comes forward, it touches his chest. It's a heavy touch on his chest. Ruben Dias needs to just leave him alone. Doesn't need to touch him. He doesn't need to bring him down there. I don't get why he's complained to the referee and talked himself into a silly yellow card. And again, just giving away a needless set piece. Forest set pieces so far haven't been very good, but, you can't keep giving them silly set pieces. Something will stick. Law of average, something will stick. They just work this ball to Hutchinson on the right-hand side for them, and a chance here for him to put a ball into the box. He doesn't take his opportunity. Elliot Anderson doesn't either, but he's got a ball knocked forward here for Savona, and Erling Haaland with a very sensible piece of defending. He's not just a goal-scoring machine. He dummies a clearance and wins Man City a goal kick, and City can come forward here. So City have got 8 minutes to get through to get to half-time. Julia, I hope you enjoyed Paris. You spent Christmas in Paris? Paris is a lovely city. That's poor from Bernardo Silva there. He steps forward. He doesn't need to step forward. He misses the ball. Can't be missing the ball. Nana, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I think, do you know what, guys? I think I'm probably going to, first 38 minutes here, Cross comes in. I think Forest have been the better team. I do. So I think City have got many answers at the minute. It's just poor. O'Reilly knocks his ball forward and saw Foden's leg and out for a cheap throw-in. Poor from City. They could do with just trying to get, I think, to get to half time here. So, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Aiming for 100 likes. We're now 43 likes away. Any help towards that would be great. Cross comes in. Again, just misses everybody and out for a goal kick. Here's City then. Another run into space. Just again, Elliot Anderson wins the ball. It's the Elliot Anderson show that's been going on here at the minute, these first 45 minutes. It's Cherki, he has a shot blocked. Another effort here might come in. Blocked. City haven't got answers at the minute. Doesn't touch him there, referee. Yes, referee says no. Free kick. Here's Foden, drop of the shoulder. Very nice drop of the shoulder. I mean, is City into a good crossing position. Foden centralises himself, wants to go with a shot. Tijjani Reijnders can't get it under control. Cherki finds Haaland. Foden has his shot, tries to poke it towards goal again. Another body in. They get it blocked. Williams gets a touch on it. He's got time and space here just to knock the ball and get the ball clear. Hudson-Odoi surrounded out. Referee says up you get. Again, not a free kick. Was that Hudson-Odoi? Was it? Oh no, sorry, it was Jesus. Here's Nico Gonzalez to Cherki. Nunes. Ball gets pinged towards Nico O'Reilly. He plays the ball across. Cleared. Ooh. Ooh. I hope you're right, Nana. I hope we can be dominant in the first half. And yeah, it's not just Cherki. He seemed to be a bit reluctant just to pull the trigger. Here's City then coming forward. It started just to find a bit of space here towards the end of this half. It's just starting to ask some questions of Forest, but their defence is holding firm at the moment. Jean says, cursed that the one day I voted City to win, it's backfired miserably. Don't be voting anymore. Now, we've still got plenty of time. It's important we don't go behind. And that's a needless ball given away there. And it's not a free kick there, referee, for me. Not a free kick. So O'Reilly looks to try and win the ball back. He goes in front, and he literally just chucks himself in front of O'Reilly and goes down. O'Reilly doesn't even touch him. He just chucks himself in front of him and goes down looking for the free kick. O'Reilly's even moved his arms out the way to say, I've not touched him. Been duped there, referee. Been duped. It sounds like you've had a very nice time in Paris, Julia. A tour of the Notre Dame. Good to see that it's reopened from its fire. And I said, yeah, Paris is a very nice city. I feel like everybody always goes in with a real high expectation of the city of love, and they go there and they're like, oh, it's grotty, it's horrible, it's not as nice as I was hoping it would be. Whereas I was just like, oh, I've not been before, I'll go in, I'll be open-minded, lower my expectations. And it surprised me. Got a lot of charm about the city. I like it there. I've been there twice. I'd happily go a third time. And I'm not one of them people who goes to the same place, more than once, so... Anyway, Elliot Anderson diving in. He's late. And referee says free kick and a yellow card. That's important. A yellow card for Elliot Anderson. He's got to be careful for the rest of the game. either side end up losing a player and going down to 10 men could be very costly here. Semenyo will boost our attack. He's very direct and he likes to drive and get forward. I'm just hoping that, City, when we bring attackers in, we like them to do more for the team, and I don't want us to take away what makes Semenyo a very good attacker, which is direct play. We've had it with the likes of Leroy Sané and Raheem Sterling, very direct players, like to make runs into the box, like to work the balls to the back post, to have the shots, put the foot through it. He's a very good finisher of the football, Antoine Semenyo. So I don't want us to turn him into a winger or an attacker who's going to have to drop deep and hog the touchline. He's going to have to help the team, but he's an individual player who can have them individual moments, and it'd be good just to have a bit more creativity. A player who will be able to pop up, grab goals, get assists on a regular basis. So it'd be good. I think it'd be a good signing. I actually don't think £65 million release clause is too bad of a price for a player who's so accustomed and such a good player in the Premier League, especially for an attacker who's still got a good 10 years left in him at least. Anyway, not a good ball forward from City there. Not been a great first half this from City, to be honest. So don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're now just 41 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be great, and do subscribe. Ball gets sent forward there from Forest, and while City's ball weren't great, Nottingham Forest ball forward equally isn't very good. Rather than with a throw-in. Mastering the Metro, Julia. I like it. I normally stay about half a mile it is away from the Montparnasse Tower. And you do have to master the Metro. Some of the stations are huge there. Anyway, just 1 minute added on. Tito, no, I agree. Not enough width. City are very looking to try and be very central. They need to try and stretch the pitch. Could be a game, actually, that suits Savinho. So I don't want to be seeing Savinho hate if he comes on, because I think this could be a game that could really suit him. Just a few seconds for City to eat out here. Foden takes a touch. Forest will win the ball back. They'll work the ball back to the keeper, and I think that once the keeper just knocks this forward, I think could probably be that. As we're through the first of the 1 minute, the referee says, I agree. Josko Gvardiol went to volley that one away and boot it away in frustration, but O'Reilly wins the header, so it stops him from doing that, so he just boots mid-air instead. Right, it's 0-0. I don't want people to start losing the plot. You can rewatch, you can rewind my stream, go to the start of the stream. I said 2-0 Man City, very careful first half, 0-0 at first half. We struggle to create. We're not going to create all that much in the second half. We will find our clinical touch in the second half. And if we can score first, space will open up. We'll find a second. We'll win this game 2-0. That's what I said. And this game, how it's going, doesn't surprise me. Physical battle, 5-man midfield. Forest are making their physical presence known. You've got to be smart. That's how you win this kind of game. You've got to be smart. We were smart against Crystal Palace. Away from home, that was a physical battle. We've got to be smart again today. And we'll need to be smart again against Sunderland, because it's going to be something similar at the Stadium of Light. We've just got to stick with this. It's so important that we don't concede first in this game. You cannot afford to give Forest an opportunity to defend this out. Forest will get confident as this game goes on, that if this stays at 0-0, that they can win it. And they will start to get players forward the more they believe. We've got to hold firm, wait for them opportunities. Them opportunities will come, and push that forward. We will have 1 or 2 good opportunities in the second half. I guarantee you there will be 1 or 2 huge opportunities for City. We've got to, when them opportunities come, make it stick. That's where this game's going to be won or lost. I'm confident this isn't going to finish 0-0. There will be a goal. We've got to stick with it, as was said before by Tito. Not enough width. That's where we're going wrong. We need to stretch this pitch. Having the likes of Doku and Savinho would be so crucial. I think City have been too central. I wouldn't hesitate by the time we get to 55, 60 minutes, take off a midfielder and get some more width in there. I reckon it'd probably be Rayan Cherki that will be the player that would make way. And you go with Savinho, you go with him on the left-hand side and you stretch that pitch. That is what I would be doing. We don't really have too many other attacking options unless you want to give opportunities to the youngster, the likes of McArthur, who's had some opportunities in the League Cup very recently. So we'll see. We'll see what does happen. I think that was a very physical first half. Very difficult for City to deal with. They've dealt with it. We've reduced Nottingham Forest. They've come forward. They've grown in confidence, Forest. They've played a very good game, but they've not created all that much. Neither keeper's been tested. That, I think, is where my concern is. This is what's going on here. Is a big scrap in midfield. So, we need to try and deal with that. What we also need to try and deal with is we're picking up a point at the minute, and that point isn't going to be enough for Manchester City. We've got to win this game. Win today sends us 1 point clear of Arsenal. Arsenal play against Brighton at home. I'd expect Arsenal to win that game. However, Brighton could be a funny old team and pressure can be a funny old thing. So it's just important that we stick with Arsenal. So for me, very important that Man City win this game. Just having a look at the statistics, City dominating the ball, 65% possession compared with 35% possession for Forest. Neither keeper had been tested. Forest had a couple of opportunities. Probably the best opportunity came early on in the first half with that wicked ball in from Callum Hudson-Odoi. Morgan Gibbs-White couldn't get on the end of it, and it went harmlessly wide. Other than that, there's been a couple of looped shots from Forest. Nothing's given, 0-0. No tests for Gianluigi Donnarumma. For Man City, 6 shots, most of them blocked. Nothing on target. We've not found a way to test their keeper Victor in goal. And we've got to keep pushing forward to see if we can find ways to test the keeper, if we can find a way to get some shots on target, and if we can find a way to grab that all-important opening goal. I think my summary from that first half, a physical battle, and whoever scores first here for me wins this game. So we've got a huge second half coming up. They're my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts, guys, in the chat. Going to make any changes in the second half? What are the changes going to be for me? Needing a bit more width, so I'm looking towards Savinho being that player. Other than that, as I said, you're looking at the youngsters. You're looking at Makeda. You're looking at Eski. You're looking at McArthur. Got an option of Rodri. I don't know how fit he is and how many minutes he could do. Got some good defensive options if we need them. The likes of Rico Lewis, Nathan Ake, Abdukodir Khusanov, but we'll see. I mean, Rico Lewis can play in midfield, and let's not forget when we beat Nottingham Forest at Wembley back in April in the semi-final, it was Rico Lewis who scored the opening goal in that game. So that could be an option for Man City into midfield alongside Rodri, but the only real attacking presence that we've got, who's got some experience, is Savinho. So City squad still looking a bit depleted and probably feeling the impact of the African Cup of Nations, because it would have been handy to have the likes of Omar Marmoush available for today. He could have been very important. He could have been one of them players who, isn't scared to have a shot from 25, 30 yards out and can score from that range as well. So I just think City have got to work the ball a little quicker. They've got to try and find space a little quicker. They've got to find ways to stretch the pitch, and they've got to do, for me, just a little bit more in the second half is my summary. So John says Josko's passing's been terrible. I don't think the physical battle's suiting Josko very well, to be honest with you. Yeah. Don't think it's suiting it too well. Mega thanks for tuning in. Says, my nerves were frayed throughout the match. What was this defence for Forest? It's a defence that knows how to sit tight, restrict space, and find the blocks in there, find the important interceptions. So, yeah, we'll see. So, yeah, they're my thoughts. Do get your thoughts, guys, in the chat. That would be much appreciated. What you made of the first half performance. What would you change? Do let me know. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and check out my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes. We're now just 36 likes away, so any help towards that would be great. Boo, thanks for tuning in. Says, in Cherki we trust. We'll see how many more minutes Rayan Cherki gets on the pitch. I imagine Pep will give them another 10 or 15 minutes. I suspect Cherki's going to be the one that makes way if we are to bring Savinho on. If it's not going to be him, could be Reijnders, but you take Reijnders out, it could disrupt City's midfield, so we'll see. Boo also, Merry Christmas to you. Do hope you had a nice Christmas. Right, guys, they're my thoughts. As I said, get your thoughts in the chat. I do have some halftime entertainment for you guys to enjoy. It's the final episode of the little festive halftime series that we've been running throughout December. It is once more brought to you by my partner channel Mixed. Links and details there in the description. Do go and check him out. Do go and like and subscribe. We recently went on our Manchester annual Christmas do, which is over on his channel if you want to go and check that out after the stream. It is around 30 minutes long. We'll give you something nice to watch if you do want to go and check it out. Anyway, this is Mixed bringing you the Tom and Jerry cocktail. Enjoy.
What's going on, guys? Mixed here, back again for another Christmas cocktail. Because this is a nice winter warmer, another one. It's very nice, and it's the Tom and Jerry. As I said, I'll be doing it tonight. And after today's video, there will be two more, which will be going up on the December 30th, which will be the hot toddy, and for New Year's Eve, it will be the smoky old fashioned. But today's cocktail, guys, is the Tom and Jerry. As you can see, we've already had to pre-prepare, but I'd like to show you the pre-prepared. I've had to do it this way for the Tom and Jerry, which is the Tom and Jerry batter. Because in this bowl, as you can see, we've whipped the egg whites. That's why I've done that. So separate the egg whites and then put your egg yolk into this. Then whip your egg yolk into this. Then after you've whipped it with this, put in your cinnamon, put in your allspice, and put in the nutmeg, and then 1 ounce of dark rum. Then whip it up again and it should fold very nice. And then the final bit you want to do is add 250 ml of caster sugar to get it nice and folded, as you'll see when we combine the two to make the Tom and Jerry batter. As you can see, we've got a coffee glass here. Put warm water in it and then discarded the warm water. Right, now we've discarded the warm water. Now we'll combine this as we're folding the mixture now. Right, I think I might just give it a quick whip before I do that. And just put that to one side. And now we'll slowly fold it into the egg whites. Because I hope you like my new mat from JSGC to give me a new mat, Mixed to bar. Because I hope you're all having a lovely Christmas. Hopefully this will work. Oh, look at it, just folding nice. Oh, beautiful. So it's settling very nicely. We'll just give it a quick whip when we've added all this. Right, we'll just put this mixing bowl to one side and we'll give this a quick whip. It made a little mess. Oh well. And now we'll combine the two for the Tom and Jerry batter. We'll put to one side, and now get your coffee glass and put in 25 ml, which is 1/4 ounce of a dark rum. That's the first one to go into our coffee glass. That's what we'll build this cocktail now. Add in the cognac, again 25ml, quarter of an ounce. And now what you want to do, guys, is top up with warm milk. It must be warm milk. Because you can use warm water if you wish, but I'm using warm milk because I do like it. Make sure you fill it about just here, just short. There we go. Right, now what we're going to do is add the Tom and Jerry batter on top. Now we'll get a bar spoon, and hopefully it'll sit on top of this. So it looks very nice, doesn't it? Just sitting beautifully on top of the cocktail. Because I can only apologise for not showing you because we've had a new fridge today. It's caused upheaval in my kitchen. Otherwise I would show you how to do this. As for the eggs, I whipped 3 eggs as I don't want too much batter. Because it does call for like 12 egg whites, but I just did 3 eggs and it's plentiful enough as you can see. So I'll just add a little bit more. Because I've already probably got more than enough of batter, to be honest. Right, put that to one side. And now we'll just go garnish with nutmeg. If you've got a grated nutmeg, just do that, but I don't have one. We're going to do it like this. This is how I'm going to do it. There we go, just the job. Beautiful. And that, guys, is one Tom and Jerry cocktail. I will just give you a close-up of it. I will just focus it. There we are, beautiful. As you can see here, you can see where it sits right on top. The batter is absolutely perfect. Because if you wish to use a bigger coffee glass, you can. Right, that's a close-up. But don't worry, guys, I will leave the recipe just below in the description below if you wish to. So we'll leave the ingredients for how you make the Tom and Jerry batter. It's you separate the 3 egg whites, just whip it up as you put that to one side until it forms a stiff peak. Because it should be nice and foamy. That's when it's stiff peak, nice and foamy. Just dip your spoon in and you'll see it. Now for the egg white, for the egg yolk, put in another bowl separate as I use 3 egg yolk. And then add your dark rum and then add your spices to it and then whip it up again, and then final thing, put in 250ml of caster sugar. Caster sugar is it'll get it nice and foamy. Then just whip it nice and fold it and then you combine the two. But I do apologise as I couldn't show you that bit because of the upheaval in the kitchen. Well, that is one Tom and Jerry cocktail, absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to taste this as I think I might use a straw for this as I don't want to ruin it sipping it. Right, how does it taste, a Tom and Jerry cocktail? Absolutely lovely, it's I like it. It's because if you like warm milk, you will like this cocktail. It's got nice spicy flavours to it. So I did the dark rum to it with the cognac. It's absolutely beautiful. The warm milk just gives it a nice, lovely, warm, wintry feeling. So you can certainly feel it, and I'll have another taste. I like it that much. So add it in with the batter, it gives it a nicer taste as well. It's just absolutely lovely. I would recommend it for winter. It's certainly a nice lovely cocktail. It's not the easiest one to make, it is a little bit complicated and you got to have a bit of preparation time, a little bit of spare time. It's not the easiest. But that, guys, is how you make the Tom and Jerry cocktail, and I will see you guys in 2 days time on December the 30th for the hot toddy, as that's going to be the next one. Then to finish off the series, it will be the smoky old fashioned. I thought I'll show off a bit for New Year's Eve, and I will show you how to make those two. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button, and also if you wish, can subscribe to Mix In if we see more cocktails like this, as I will be doing more winter themed ones in Christmas right up to New Year's Day. But alright. But that's all there is left to say, and I will see you guys for the hot toddy. Cheers.
And a big thank you to Mixid for providing today's half-time entertainment. So we've had kick-off here for the second half. City have given away another needless set piece. Elliot Anderson whips a ball in, and his ball's not the best. It's straight into the hands of Donnarumma, but an early test for Donnarumma. Again, not sure the Opta stats will take that down as a shot for Nottingham Forest. Just a whip ball in that Donnarumma collects with ease. It was a silly set piece given away from City again. Just a straightforward ball sent forward and a coming together. I think it was Nico G. I think with Morgan Gibbs-White and free kick given. And see what City have got to be wary of, giving away silly set pieces, because eventually Forest will get it on the money. They'll get it correct. They're working hard to get set pieces, so they'll have been practicing set pieces in training. Clearly on the knowledge of Donnarumma, putting two around Donnarumma, they've clearly been working on set pieces. They've just not found a way to get a good ball into the box yet. Here's City then, trying to come forward. That's a good ball to Tijjani Reijnders! And there it is! The first shot on target for Manchester City, and Tijjani Reijnders just pops up and pokes the ball home for Manchester City. The all-important opening goal for Manchester City. An excellent finish there from the Dutchman. Quality stuff. Quality stuff from Tijjani Reijnders. Come on. Make sure he's onside before we change the score. Oh, he's onside, guys. He's onside. Doesn't hesitate. He just tucks home right in front of the away fans. Under the keeper. It's an assist for Rayan Cherki. And it's 1-0 Manchester City. Just what we needed at the start of this half. Exactly what we needed. And he's just starting to find his feet now, Tijjani Reijnders. I know like a month ago everyone were asking questions about him, but saying that there's a quality midfielder there. I've seen it from his time at AC Milan. There's a quality player there. Just give him a bit of time. Give him a couple of seasons, and I reckon you'll be looking at one of the Premier League's best midfielders. I genuinely believe that. And Tijjani Reijnders just showcasing it's there. It's been a difficult few months for him. He's settling himself in now, and he's starting to get them goals. Massive opening goal of this game. Massive. And that live league table looks very pretty for Man City right now. 4 points clear of Aston Villa in third. They're in fine form, by the way. And 1 point clear of Arsenal. Arsenal playing at 3 o'clock. I don't know who Aston Villa have got. I think they've got Chelsea, haven't they? Yeah, they've got Chelsea in that 5:30 PM GMT game today. And that fine record for City in their games that they've gone ahead in. 14 games, won 12, drawn 1, lost 1. Here's Cherki could... Oh, it's the post! It's a good save from the keeper onto the post there. That space now opening up for Manchester City. It could have just been a double sucker punch there from City to take the game away from Forest. It's a good effort there from Cherki. I'm not sure it will go in. Keeper just helps it on its way onto the post. A corner for City. First corner of the game for Man City as well. And a good response this from City from the half-time break. Phil Foden then to take. Gvardiol's in there, Haaland's in there, O'Reilly's in there, Nico G's in there, Dias is in there, Foden whips a ball in. Forest get their head onto that. I think that's going to be another corner for City on the other side. It is. Julia, years ago, stayed overnight in Versailles. I've not been to Versailles. I've said I've been to Paris a couple of times. I've wanted to get to the Palace of Versailles, but I've not been to Versailles before. I think it's always put me off that it's about like an hour, isn't it, outside of Paris. It's an hour there, an hour back. It's a full day thing. And my trips to Paris are normally quite short, but didn't have time. So, yeah. Anyway, corner here for City. Header won again by Forest. City doing a better job at ensuring that they beat the first man. Forest take their set piece quickly, though. After a free kick was given, I said, whew. Hefty challenge comes in. Wins the ball, though, so no free kick. Cherki has been causing some havoc. Played a couple of passes which were a bit unlucky in the first half. Trying to thread balls in to create opportunities. Gets it right, though, for the goal for Tijjani Reijnders. Here is Erling Haaland. Some space here on the left. Haaland can't find his pass to Foden, who I'm sure would have been looking for O'Reilly because he had a bit of space on that left. And now Forest, the one goal behind, they've got to open up now. They can't sit as tight. Forest, though, they get forward well. They know how to score goals. They've got some dangerous players. Here's one of them. Jesus. City want the offside flag and they get it. So a free kick for City, which is a bonus. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up now. Just 33 likes away from 100. Do subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. Oh, that's always a bonus, Julia. Always a bonus. Instant connection. That's what it is, an instant connection. Gvardiol looking to try and thread a pass in for Tijjani Reijnders. Not enough on it, so Forest can win the ball back. Erling Haaland there does ever so well, tracking back. There he is there, winning the ball for Man City. Erling Haaland, defensively today, has been sound. Here's Haaland, finds a pass to Foden. Here's Reijnders. He wants someone on the left. He's not got anyone on the left, and he loses his footing, unfortunately. And Morgan Gibbs-White will come forward. I said we'd be looking at the little battle of Morgan Gibbs-White and Tijjani Reijnders. And I said at the start of the stream, I want Reijnders to showcase why Man City signed him and not Morgan Gibbs-White. Ball comes forward here for Forest, back post 1-1. It's a quality finish, that. Quality ball across. It's Hutchinson with the equaliser for Nottingham Forest. Probably no more than Nottingham Forest deserved, to be honest. They were the better team, in my opinion, in the first half. I said the game was just starting to open up. And City find the opening goal. Rayan Cherki hits the post. And then a few minutes later, Hutchinson pops up the other end and finds the equaliser for Nottingham Forest. Have a look here just to make sure the goal's perfectly fine. I don't think there was anything wrong with it, to be honest. Yeah, no, everyone's perfectly onside, just not picked up at the back post there, and it's a tap-in in the end. 1-1. You know, it's amazing what happens when you have shots on target. We have goals in the game, and now Man City got some work to do again. Just not picked up at that back post at all. Well read that from Hutchinson. It's a quality. It's just good football from Forest there. They just basically knocked it round City. And I think that's just... Oh. Reijnders with a shot and it's over the top of the crossbar. The game's opened up now. I think Man City will be happy for the game to open up because they'll fancy that if they've got more attacking quality than Forest, they can make this game about goals. I would say that although Forest have found the equaliser, I don't sit here all that concerned because... first half, with how physical the game was, that suited Nottingham Forest. It didn't suit Man City. This game comes about, both sides going toe for toe with each other, attacking, and, end to end kind of game. I think that suits Man City a lot. I'd fancy every time that we'd be able to beat any team in the world if it came down to a toe-for-toe game of just scoring and attacking and scoring goals. Here's Phil Foden, finds his pass. Tijjani Reijnders has the shot worked across and Forest can get that one clear. Looking very stretched, now, Nottingham Forest. They'll be looking for ways to try and find some cheap set pieces and slow this game down because, they worked ever so hard to get a physical battle. Ball given away there from Elliot Anderson, and that will be a throw-in for Manchester City. And probably a good job it went out for a throw-in because Forest's desire to keep that in then led to a heavy touch and it would have been a corner instead of a throw-in. So I think Forest will be happy that it went out for the throw-in instead. Here's City then coming forward. O'Reilly clips a ball in looking for Haaland. Headed clear. Weren't enough on it. Here's Cherki. Worked backwards. As I said, City have just got to keep with this. Here's Ruben Dias. Yeah, I think City just relaxed a bit too much, that they'd switched off defensively at the back, got a bit too comfortable. That's the lesson learned. I'm hoping that we can get another goal, and quick, because I think that'll teach the defence to just not switch off and tighten up. And I think that could be our way into potentially getting 3 points today. That's a free kick, ref. No? Not like a free kick every day of the week. Denny, thanks for tuning in. First half, I thought Forest were the better team. Second half, I think City have looked better. Forest they're making mistakes, Forest now. Here's Foden. Have a shot, Phil. He does have a shot and it's blocked. I don't know by who. I think that might have hit Haaland's leg. Here's Forest then coming forward on the counter-attack. Goal scorer Hutchinson up against O'Reilly. Takes on O'Reilly, skips past O'Reilly. Don't bring him down. And a free kick given against O'Reilly and a yellow card too. Holding on to him. O'Reilly saying he's holding on to my shirt as well. Doesn't need to bring him down there. Hutchinson knows what he's doing. Doesn't want to go down. He knows he's right close to the penalty area. He's trying to get it so he's in the penalty area. And as soon as he's in the penalty area, he doesn't hesitate to go down. Wants a cheap penalty. Not a cheap penalty. Fouls initiated outside the penalty area, and a fair bit outside the penalty area. So, free kick for Forest in a good position. Again, we're speaking about their set pieces. At the moment, they've not found a way to put something on the money. Can they now? Liberty, thanks for tuning in. Nice and positive, going with a 5-1. It's a very entertaining second half. We're going to get 4 more goals in the next 30 minutes. We've got some defending to do here, though, because of that free kick given away by Nico O'Reilly. Milenkovic forward once more. Hutchinson's looks like he's going to take this one. Would suit the left footer to whip a ball in. Hutchinson then to take. It just doesn't beat the first man. Again, it's an awful ball in. I don't know what's going on with Forest set pieces today. I don't get it. Honestly, guys, I don't get it. That's Forest just couldn't quite find a way to keep that in play. And that'll be a throw-in for City as we hit the hour mark then. So, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 32 likes to go to 100. And do subscribe. A big 30 minutes coming up here for City. They need to win this game. We need to get Arsenal under pressure. We can't afford a 2-point gap to become a 4-point gap ahead of some very difficult games against Sunderland away, Chelsea at home, Brighton at home. We can't afford that to happen. Got to find any which way to win. So a massive, massive 30 minutes for Manchester City. Forest press and don't get any reward that time. It'll be a goal kick for Manchester City. Gibbs-White it was. Trying to put the pressure on. Here's Donnarumma then to take the goal kick. He'll just pass this forward to Josko Gvardiol and City will come forward then. Here's Ruben Dias to Matheus Nunes. Back to Ruben Dias. Forest now got everybody inside their own half. Nico G. Forest press coming in here. Rayan Cherki. Not the best pass from him, though. He does a very good job there, Matheus Nunes, of nearly getting the ball back. Here's Elliot Anderson. Finds his pass. And Forest getting a lot of bodies in there, so they're winning these loose balls. Looking for the space. Again, just looking for that physicality that suited Forest so well in the first half. Nico O'Reilly's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card there, trying to put some pressure on. Forest trying to find a way to get a ball into the box. They do. Shot comes in and it's over the top. And they've got a corner from that. I think they've got a corner from that. Sean Dyche shows his appreciation. Denny, attacking-wise, we're looking at Savinho as the recognised name in attack in the absence of Omar Marmoush. I mean, you got options like Makasa, Makado, Heskey, youngsters. A good block that from Ruben Dias, to be fair. So a corner here for Forest. Elliot Anderson to take. Another set piece for them. Comes into the box. It's looping, it's high, and Donnarumma gets his fist onto it, and it's not a very good fist. And in the end, City can get that one clear. Again, Donnarumma furious. He wants a free kick. Referee says no free kick. City managed to force Forest back another 15 yards or so for a throw-in, which they want to take quick, so they take it further back than what the didn't really need to do that. The rushing Forest here, and at least it doesn't surprise me, at least in the mistake. The rushing, don't get that. They had a throw in there midway inside City's half, and they decided to take the throw in on halfway to rush it to try and keep Man City pinned. They rushed the pass forward, and it's off target basically, and it goes out for a throw into City, which City now have managed to come forward. Cross comes in, it's very deep. Cherki with a lovely touch. Finds a pass to Nunes, back to Cherki. He finds a way to get a ball into the box. It's not the best of balls in there from Cherki. It's straight to the keeper. Cherki apologises, says, recognises it's not his best ball. So Forest launch this one forward. It's getting end-to-end, this one. It's getting end-to-end. I think Forest are just pushing hard here. This is what I was speaking about before with the 0-0. And 0-0 doesn't, it's a good result for Forest, but doesn't necessarily suit. If they think that the 3 points are there, they've got nothing to lose through going for it to try and get 3 points. 3 points against Man City at home could be a real season-turning kind of result for them. So I suspect they're just going to keep pushing forward. They've got nothing to lose in going for this, which is why they're going for it. They want that extra goal. Forest find that goal, they'll then sit very tight, and this becomes so difficult for City. That's a cracking ball. Here's O'Reilly. Cross comes in, headed clear. That's not the best of headers from Ruben Dias. Forest have got 2 bodies forward. They're waiting for the cavalry to come forward, so they've had to slow it right down, which, unfortunately for Forest, means Man City can get the bodies back. Tijjani Reijnders leading the press. Keeper goes long. Not the best of balls. Nunes gets his chest onto it. Cherki can't get it under control. Williams can, and Forest are going to come forward once more here. Here is Anderson. He's pinging the ball forward. It's a great ball from Anderson as well. Hutchinson has to take a touch with his right foot to get it on his left. He drives forward with a clipped ball in on his left foot. A touch there from Jesus. Allows Forest to keep hold of this ball. Hutchinson once more. Drives forward. City know that he wants him to get it on his left foot. As Anderson puts a wicked ball in. Headed clear there by Matheus Nunes. Falls to Morgan Gibbs-White on the edge of the area. A long shot comes in this time from Forest and saved by Donnarumma. And followed up on the rebound into the stands there by, was that Dominguez, I think it was? Donnarumma there making a comfortable save. Was onside there, so it would have counted. It had a lot to do there to score, to be honest. A lot to do. Anderson's had a cracking game. He's showcasing again, like Wharton did with Crystal Palace, just showcasing his quality to say, look what I can do. And having such a physical engine in your midfield, it could be a massive boost for City from next season. I'll be doing everything I can to make a move for Anderson in the summer. Everything I can. So it'd be well within City's best interest to keep these relations with Forest. Keep them at a high. More space here for City to work with as the clock continues to tick. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 31 likes away from 100. Do subscribe. It'd be great if we could make it a 100 like live stream once more. Here's Matheus Nunes to Rayan Cherki. I wonder how long it's going to be before we see Sav come onto the pitch. Nunes to Cherki. Not the best of passes there from Cherki. He'll do well to get the ball back though. Here's Foden. Tijjani Reijnders. Plays his ball forward and Nico O'Reilly... I'm making loads of mistakes. Nico Gonzalez can't make the interception and that will allow Callum Hudson-Odoi to give Forest a 4-on-4 here. A ball comes in and Nico Gonzalez will make the interception for Manchester City. A little coming together there from Hudson-Odoi and Josko Gvardiol. Referee just ignores it. Play will continue. Here's Bernardo Silva to Nico O'Reilly. Back to Bernardo. Back to Nico O'Reilly. Foden having to drop deep. O'Reilly to Foden. Nico Gonzalez gets himself... It looked like it should have been a free kick for City there. Referee says no. Throw in instead to Nottingham Forest. And Forest are going to try and come forward again. They'll meet the Man City midfield battle there. They nearly give the ball away. They don't. In the end, long ball comes forward. Matheus Nunes manages to get hold of the ball. And a little shove comes in there on Nico Williams. And referee says that's going to be a free kick for Nottingham Forest. Again, just a silly set piece given away by Manchester City. Elliot Anderson's come over. It's as good as a corner, this, in the position that it's in. Right next to the touchline for a throw-in, about, 10 yards or so away from the corner flag. As good as a corner. Thank you, Retro. Same to you. Right, some defending here for City to do once more. Savinho is getting stripped, ready to come on then. I was wondering how long it'd be before we get Savinho coming on. Forest choose to pass it, and again, just ball comes in, doesn't beat the first man. It's another poor Nottingham Forest set piece. I've just got a feeling, guys, that they're going to put loads of poor set pieces in, and just one of them's going to be absolutely on the money. Because literally every single set piece they've taken's been really poor. Not beating the first man. Anyway, free kick for Manchester City and some respite. Sean Dyche, you can't believe it. Nico Gonzalez goes down. City get a free kick. Do you know what? It's nice to get a bit of the rub of the green because I feel like there's been a couple of 50-50s that haven't really gone City's way there. There's some challenges that City, I thought, should have had a free kick for that we didn't have a free kick for, that were stronger cases for a free kick than that was Nico G that just went down. So, anyway, here we are. Here's Matheus Nunes. That's a poor pass from Matheus Nunes, and there's a cynical foul there from Tijjani Reijnders. Referee says play on, and they are going to play on because there's a little bit of space here for Nottingham Forest to work with. Here's Nico Williams. Plays his pass back, and it just kind of takes the sting away from things there for Forest. They've got loads of space here on their right-hand side. Murillo's going to work it to Milenkovic. Milenkovic is going to spread the play, looking for that action on the right. Josko Gvardiol does a lovely bit of defending, gets his head onto that, finds his header to Nico G, and Man City can come forward. Here's Matheus Nunes to Rayan Cherki. Cherki goes back to Matheus Nunes. So, final 20 minutes here. A big 20 minutes for Manchester City. I think it's important we win today's game. We've got 20 minutes here to try and find a winner. Forest looking very dangerous that they could also find a winner as well. It's been an entertaining, quality game of football, this one. Two sides that have really put it out there on the pitch. Here's Rayan Cherki. Takes his man on. Looks like he wanted to go on his right foot there. He doesn't. Matheus Nunes does. It's deep. It should be kept in, this, and it was kept in by Nico O'Reilly, hooked back across, but keeper reads it well. It was too close to the keeper, and the keeper collects the ball. So, no danger there for Nottingham Forest. Here is Nico Williams. City should get the ball back from an attempted pass forward looking for Jesus. Is Nico G then to Rayan Cherki. Savinho stripped, ready to come on here. I reckon this will be Rayan Cherki that comes off for City, to be honest. Could be Bernardo. We'll see. Here's Nico G. Seen a couple of good cameos from Savinho recently, including against Palace away. Again, it was very similar to this one. Nico G hooks a ball in, looking for the back post. Falls to Haaland, who gets on top of it and hits the outside of his foot and doesn't make a clean enough connection, and that goes out of play for a goal kick. It will allow Man City, though, to make their change. I fancy both sides are going to get a big opportunity before this game's out. It's going to be Tijjani Reijnders that comes off. Goal scorer Reijnders. Scored the opening goal of this game. And he's the man that comes off. And it's going to be Savinho then that comes on. Can he make his good cameo appearance once more? He's got, 19 or so minutes here. See if he can make a difference. And it will allow Man City to stretch the pitch more. Question is, will he go to the right or will he go to the left? Goal kick then for Forest. Hoofed forward from the keeper. Haaland putting some pressure on there means they can't head it back to the keeper. And Murillo takes a touch. Didn't need to take a touch. And City should get this ball and should... Yeah, they do through Nico G. Allow themselves to do something. Here's Bernardo. Finds his pass to Savinho. And here's Foden. Shot. Saved. Oh, there was a big opportunity for City. Victor, the keeper, celebrates. It's a massive save. Savinho nearly just grabbed himself an assist. Sorry, not Savinho. Was it Rayan Cherki who nearly grabbed himself another assist? So Savinho's gone to the right. That's interesting. Here's Nico O'Reilly to Josko Gvardiol, Ruben Dias. City going to work it now to the right. Where you got Matheus Nunes. He'll find Sav. He's got Bernardo Silva ahead of him. Here's Savinho. Takes his man on. Can't get past Williams, so he'll just cut it back to Matheus Nunes. Here's Savinho once more. A pulsating second half, this one. Real pulsating second half. Don't forget, guys, subscribe and do leave a thumbs up. Just 30 likes to go to 100. Good challenge there from Williams. He keeps the ball in as well. Forest trying to get out. They want a free kick. They'll get a free kick as well. It's poor from Savinho there. Needs to be more... You've got to be smarter. Williams knows exactly what he's looking for there. It was a good, clean effort from Foden. And he needed a bit more height on it, Phil, then. A bit more height on his effort there, and that would have been 2-1 Man City. His effort was too low to the ground. I don't think it weren't the cleanest of connections from Phil. It was just, I'm going to get a shot away and get it on target. I haven't got much time and space on the ball, so I'll just get my shot away. It's Pep Guardiola showing a yellow card on the touchline. And Forest can get themselves another free kick. Matheus Nunes looking more and more frustrated out there. On Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's going to talk his way into a booking very soon, Matheus Nunes. Pep Guardiola looking very frustrated and a bit of scratching. He'll have scratches on his head again. Into the final 15 then. It's a massive 15 minutes this. Because the team that's going to be happiest about this, Arsenal. This stays the same. They've got a chance to go 4 points clear at the top. And all that hard work that we've put in through December, undone in the final game of December. So good set piece this time, and the shot comes in and takes a block, and that'll be another corner for Nottingham Forest. I'll tell you what, there's not many teams out there who have more corners than City, but Forest are definitely doing that today. Milenkovic with the effort and block there from Josko Gvardiol. He did well actually to get a shot away on goal. So a corner here Hutchinson whips one in, fisted clear by Donnarumma. Good header from Cherki and sets a potential set piece. Potential counter attack for Manchester City. Here's Phil Foden, finds Josko Gvardiol. Bernardo Silva now. He finds Savinho. Got two for company. Takes on Hudson-Odoi to the byline. Whips one across. Headed clear. There were no one there at the near post. Here's Foden. Gets it under control. It's got Rayan Cherki here on the left. O'Reilly's already made a central run in, so he can't get an overlap. Here's Josko Gvardiol to Nico G. O'Reilly to Nico G. Some space here on the left for Rayan Cherki. He uses that space. Here's Foden to Nico G. He's got Matheus Nunes in a bit of space. Nico G says, I'm having a shot. And it's high, it's wide. And over the top of the crossbar. Oh. City got to do a bit better than that. Got to do a bit better than that. Keeper sends it long and out of play for a throw into Man City. Forest very much in this. City very much in this. Huge, huge, huge. 12.5 minutes remain here at the City ground between Forest and Manchester City. Is there going to be a winner? Here's Matheus Nunes. Works the ball to Savinho. Matheus Nunes. Looked like he wanted to make a darting run in. Nico G. Pivots. Works it back to the right, and it's not a good pass from Nico G. Doesn't find Savinho, and it's out of play for a throw into Forest. And Forest now doing a bit of time wasting. You see, I don't get it. I don't get it. I wonder if the instructions come from the bench now that, 12 minutes, I don't know if they're feeling a bit exhausted and they think, you know what, we think a point's good now, we want to defend the point. I'm not sure anyway. Jesus gives the free kick away. Phil Foden it is. Takes an impact on his knee, and that'll be a free kick for Manchester City. I don't get it. If the Forest have battled really hard to get into the position that they find themselves in, it's 1-1, and I do genuinely feel like the 3 points are there for both sides. And Forest going for it in the final 12 minutes could sneak and find a winner, a result that could really spur them on for the rest of the season and a big push in the second half of the season to climb up the table. Yeah, it's a point closer to safety, but I get it's we're in added time. But, 12 minutes to go, time wasting, I don't get it. Here's Foden, drives towards the penalty area and a good bit of defending out for a corner to Manchester City. Murillo it is that reads that one really well, and Manchester City here, can they make their set piece count? Big, big moments this. Haaland's in there again. Diaz is in there. Foden whips one in. It's deep. It's heavy. It's going to miss everyone. It's going to out for a play for a throw into Forest. It's not a good set piece from Man City. It's not just Nottingham Forest that are taking bad set pieces. It's Man City as well. As Forest are going to prepare their first change of the game. I think it might be Dominguez that's going to come off. So a change in midfield. Possibly. Might be Jesus. We'll see. Again, just Forest taking the time here. I don't get this time-wasting tactic. I don't get it. I don't. Maybe someone can explain it to me. I don't understand why they want to settle potentially for a point when there's still a good stretch of the game left. I don't understand. I know they're taking on Man City, a team that's towards the top of the table, and it's a point closer to safety. But it's still, for me, I feel like 3 points were there for Forest if they keep pushing. Does leave them vulnerable to potentially losing as well, but football's about winning, so I don't get it. I understand if it's added time. You shut up shop now and say we're happy with the point. We've pushed it. We've not found it. We're settling for the point. I understand that. Savinho whips a ball in looking for Haaland. Haaland's strong, and City will get themselves a corner. Good bit of defending there. I tell you what, Milenkovic has had a quality game for Nottingham Forest. I spoke already about Elliot Anderson and how well he's done. Milenkovic has looked solid at the back as well. Corner here for City. Cherki to take. Whips a ball in. Header goes across the goal. Should be another corner for City. Murillo it was winning the header. Foden comes over to take. Can he make it a better ball into the box this time? It's so deep again. Headed down. Shot comes in! Oh, yes! There it is! There it is! I don't know if it's Cherki or Haaland. It's Cherki with the shot. I don't know if Haaland's got a touch on that one. That's the set piece that we've been looking for. It's deep. It's just nodded back towards the edge of the area. And it's put into the back of the net. Cherki does his Haaland celebration. Cherki's claiming the goal. Forest are unhappy about something. I don't know what they're unhappy about. Referee's holding his thing in his ear and Forest are continuing to appeal. In the meantime, Murillo's got to go off and get a new top because he's ripped his top. I think there was a bit of grappling going on there. Let's see. Let's have another look at this. Bernardo it is. Faffing around with the keeper. O'Reilly's physical. Shot comes in. Bump in. Cherki. Now, I don't think there's too much wrong with that. There's a bit of argy-bargy going on. It's been happening all game. Forest have been so physical with us. They've been doing that to us all game. And they have it back and now they complain about it. You can't rough and tough a game and then be roughed and toughed back and then complain that it's too rough and tough for us. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Anything wrong with that. It's a quality hit from Cherki. Keeper struggles because he can't see it till late. It's got to go through a lot of bodies. It's got to go through a lot of bodies. It's a quality hit, though, from Rayan Cherki. Yeah, referee, I think, has given the goal. As I said, you can't rough and tough it. You can't, be so physical in the game and then complain when it's physical against you. You can't. And that could just be a massive, massive moment in the title race, guys. Sean Dyche then. Go back to that time wasting. Andy, man, thanks for tuning in. I'd say late, you're probably very early. Time is it in Chicago now? Early morning. Get the coffee on. Right, we've still got a job to do here. And we've got, 4.5 minutes to see out, plus probably be a good chunk added on. 3 goals, couple of subs made, bit of time wasting here and there. Still got, a good amount of time left in this game. We've got to settle it down. This is always where I miss Jack Grealish. He's the perfect kind of player. You're 2-1 up, few minutes left. You bring him on. What's his cameo? His cameo is not to score goals and grab assists. His cameo is to come on and you take a shove in the back, free kick, kill another 30 seconds, frustrate the opponents. And you've got to be smart. I've been pointing to my head a heck of a lot in this game. You've got to be smart. So Dominguez comes off. Awoniyi comes on. Awoniyi. I imagine that Savinho, if he does come in, I reckon right wing. You'll see Cherki going more, helping to support with Doku on the left. That's a poor giveaway here from Forest. There's no better way of defending out this game than making this 3-1. It's a bit of grappling going on there. Rayan Cherki wanted the free kick. Referee says no free kick. Again, Forest just making a few mistakes. City just got to slow this one down. I will. Oh, sorry. I'm not paying any attention. Sorry, guys. Not 2-1 Forest. 2-1 Manchester City. And yeah, we'll be doing daily Man City transfer updates from January 1st. Is Forest then coming forward? Williams dispossessed. Here's Bernardo to Savinho. Savinho darts forward. Lovely run this from Savinho. He's shoved to the ground. Shoved to the ground. Here's Donnarumma. Sends it long. Bernardo Silva just whacks this as far away from the City goal as possible. Throw in for Forest. Ake's going to be coming on. His future needs clarity in January. An assist and a goal for Rayan Cherki. That 34 million in the summer's looking like a bargain from Hugo Viana. An absolute bargain. And Ake's going to be coming on. I think Semenyo's a quality player. I think he'll be a real good signing. So I think he'd be a good signing for City. I think so anyway. Rightio, guys. We're 28 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget as well to subscribe. Clock continues to tick away here. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes left. And then we'll be into, I imagine there'll be a fair chunk added on, to be honest. You're probably looking at between 5 and 7 minutes. So I'll go down the middle and say probably looking at another 6 minutes. 3 goals in this second half. 3 substitutions. A bit of time wasting's been going on. Forest now no longer time wasting. They're quick with these throw-ins. Ball comes forward. Cut off well by Manchester City. Navigate this out. Here's Bernardo. Foden, O'Reilly, lovely touch from O'Reilly. Lovely work from O'Reilly. He's still going. Here's Foden, Foden! Driving and turns. I thought he were going to pull the trigger there. He keeps hold of the ball. Maybe that's sensible. Here's Nico G. Andy, it was a very good Christmas. Thank you very much. How was yours? Hope you had a very Merry Christmas. And all the best to you and your loved ones. Here is Savinho. Worked back to Nathan Ake. Here's Josko Gvardiol to Bernardo Silva. He's got some space here on the right. Ruben Dias to Savinho. Matheus Nunes has made a darting run forward. He needs to get back. Get back. Ake finds his pass nicely to Josko Gvardiol. City on with a back 3 now. Ruben Dias on the right, Ake through the middle, Josko Gvardiol on the left. That's a good sliding challenge, and Nunes is going to get there first. Good stuff, this from Manchester City. Here's Savinho. He makes a darting run. Savinho! Oh, it's a good save from the keeper. I thought we were going to kill it off. They've not got it fully clear. Here is Matheus Nunes to Savinho. Nico G. Thought about putting his foot through it. 5 minutes added on. 4.5 minutes remaining. Here's Savinho. City now just knocking this ball around. Could do with buying a free kick. Oh, that'd be good. Here's Phil Foden. Foden. He wants his shots. He has his shots. Not the best of decisions, I don't think, that from Phil Foden there. Just gives the ball back to Forest. We looked very comfortable. Forest was struggling to get the ball back off us there. I was happy was just to knock it round. Forest then. Going to have to send this one long. Keeper. He sends it long. There's 5 forward. Ake wins the header. Loose ball. Won by Forest. Sent back in. Gvardiol wins the header. And a free kick for Manchester City as well. A pulsating game, this in the early kickoff. A pulsating game. We've still got a big 3 minutes to see off here. A big 3 minutes. Nottingham Forest make another change. Nothing doing for Callum Hudson-Odoi today. He comes off. And you've got Bakwa that comes on. Fresh legs in attack. Not an easy place to come and win the City ground. Not easy at all. I think this has been the first half was a very physical battle, very scrappy game. The second half's been a bit end-to-end. It's been, all in all, a real good 90 minutes of football. A really good 90 minutes of football. I mean, I'm sitting here smiling because Man City are winning. I'm probably, if we're not winning, I'm saying it's a different story. But I think this has been a real pulsating game of football. Right, guys, let's have one final big push to 100 likes. We're 23 likes away. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. TNT Sports here in the UK that's broadcasting today's game have given Rayan Cherki the man of the match. It can't be anybody else. He's assisted and scored. He's made the difference for Man City today. Here's Forest, though, coming forward. Maybe one final roll of the dice. Morgan Gibbs-White with a big stride forward. Can he find his pass? He does ever so well there to get a throw in. Here's Nico Williams then to come over. They're at a point where something's got to be launched into the box. Could be a long throw time. I think it is. Long throw time here. Milenkovic heads to the near post. Williams is going to launch this one into the box. Looking for that near post. Header won by Bernardo Silva. Flicked back into the box. City, can they get their head onto it? Josko Gvardiol can. They'll get the foot onto it and get it clear. And Haaland will pick it up as well. Woo! DG, thank you very much. Tuning in from Brazil as well. I like it. I like it a lot. Tito, it is, yeah. It's not all about Erling Haaland and just Erling Haaland scoring goals. We've got players who can score and make things happen. This is a brilliant win on the road if we can get through these next 60 seconds. A really brilliant win on the road as we're now 19 likes, guys. Let's keep them likes going up. We're pushing for 100 likes. Ball gets launched by Forest. They can't get a head onto it, and Donnarumma's going to let that one slide out of play for a goal kick. Milenkovic playing as a striker right now. Ruben Dias unhappy about something. I think is he unhappy about a little push that had come in. Referee said no free kick. It don't really matter. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. I also don't think there's much in that on Milenkovic and Ruben Dias. Right, 30 seconds. Surely Donnarumma's just booting this as far away from the goal as possible. Forest owner slumped in his chair. Doesn't look very happy about this. Which I think's unfair because I think Forest have played a very good game today. A very good game. They've given us a proper game of football. Ake gets his foot onto it. City will get further feet onto it and get that one levered clear. Keeper comes out to mop up under pressure from Haaland. And the referee says there's an offside against Haaland. So one last chance for Forest. Who've got a bit of space here on the left. Last chance to get a ball into the box. It goes in. It's blocked well. Cleared by City. The ball's loose. Foden gets his head onto it. City whack it up. Come on, ref. We're 20 seconds over time. Another chance for Forest to put a ball into the box. It goes into the box. They take a touch. He wants a penalty. Referee says no penalty. Ball gets sent forward by Manchester City. And there is a pulsating full-time victory for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola and Sean Dyche, they shake hands. We've got the job done. A real good performance from Nottingham Forest there today. I said before, we look at 17th place, you think it's going to be a game where City turn up, play a good game, they'll win the game. It's not the case. It is not the case. You've got to be clinical. It's physical. It's brutal. It's hard. But they've got the job done. The all-important 3 points in the bag. City, top of the Premier League right now. And if we can get a favour from Brighton in them 3 PM games, we're going to be sitting top of the Premier League, heading into, a game before the halfway stage of the Premier League season. So, top quality stuff. Couple of good, well-taken goals from City, from Tijjani Reijnders and from Rayan Cherki. All smiles amongst that Manchester City team. Pep Guardiola looks as motivated and as animated as ever, which is great to see. And it's a huge victory for City on the road away at Nottingham Forest. Come on. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'll be back New Year's Day for Man City's pulsating physical battle, this time at the Stadium of Light, where we're going to be taking on Sunderland. So I will see you for that. So don't forget, if you are new around here, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Get your thoughts in the live chat whilst we're live now. Seamus, you're more than welcome. Jean, thanks for tuning in. Julia, very much in the race. And Andy Man, very important. We get that pressure on Arsenal. Dave, ugly win is 3 points. So a big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tito as well, thanks for tuning in. William, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Also, don't forget, if you're watching this after the stream, get your thoughts in the comments below and do leave a thumbs up. We're just 15 likes, guys, away from 100 likes. Can we hit it in the post-production? Fingers crossed. We could do it. Any help towards that would be great. And I'll be back in around an hour's time with my reaction, with my thoughts from this game. So I will see you then. We'll have all the other City content coming over the coming days as well for you guys to enjoy. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all again real soon. Victor, was a fantastic game and a brilliant 3 points for Manchester City on the road. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now. Man City winning their final game of 2025. Come on, Brighton.